我们啥都没拿出来。
Panic in Shenzhen. 25. Shenzhen buildings at risk of collapse locked down overnight. On the afternoon of June 16th, a residential building in Longgang, Shenzhen, suddenly made a strange noise and developed cracks in the walls. A witness shouted, "The house is crooked!" Local residents were extremely panicked. 25 buildings in the area were urgently sealed off, and 783 people were evacuated. A video circulated online showed that around 5 p.m. that day, a residential building in Guowu Village, Longcheng Street, Longgang, Shenzhen, suddenly emitted a strange noise. The building showed signs of uneven settlement and wall cracking, raising suspicions of foundation subsidence and causing panic among residents. That night, residents of the affected buildings were relocated to nearby hotels and other temporary shelters. On June 17th, the Longgang District Emergency Management Bureau in Shenzhen issued a notice stating that the building that experienced subsidence, along with 25 nearby buildings, had been sealed off, and a total of 783 residents were evacuated. The nearby Tiancheng School was closed for one day to inspect for potential safety hazards. An affected resident said, "I was sleeping the night before yesterday, around 1 a.m., and I felt shaking, just like a few years ago when there was an earthquake in another region, and Shenzhen felt the tremors." Other residents said they were suddenly ordered to evacuate and had no time to take anything. "I didn't bring any clothes or money. We left everything behind." A merchant near Guowu Village told Xiaoxiang Morning News that the cracks and other structural issues appeared suddenly. "We heard a sound like an earthquake. At first we thought it was renovation noise from upstairs. The second time it felt strange, and a tenant ran out asking if there was going to be an earthquake. Then people from the building behind came out and said, 'The house is crooked.'" The merchant said the cracked building is located behind his shop. A 2-meter-long gap could be seen on the first floor, wide enough to fit a finger. The roof of the building also appeared slightly tilted. In addition to this building, several nearby buildings also showed abnormal signs such as cracks and peeling walls. About 20 minutes after the incident, local authorities began evacuating residents from the scene. The merchant added that Guowu Village is an urban village where both locals and many migrant workers live. Currently, no shops are open, and the authorities are conducting safety monitoring. The incident, in which Shenzhen buildings suddenly made strange noises, developed cracks, and became tilted, drew widespread attention. The inverted H-shaped cracks probably indicate that the foundation under the corners is settling. So many old buildings cracking at the same time. These aren't new houses. My best guess is that overuse of groundwater has caused geological subsidence. They should check if there are any water plants or factories nearby that use a large amount of groundwater. The incident has once again raised concerns over China's notorious tofu dreg construction, a term used to describe poorly built, substandard buildings. Over the years, countless cases of cracked walls, collapsing bridges, and sinking residential towers have sparked public outrage. Many blame corruption, cost-cutting, and lack of oversight for these structural failures. Such accidents continue to erode trust in urban safety across the country. A national breakdown is brewing. Recently, waves of salary cuts have swept across government agencies and state-owned enterprises in Beijing, Zhejiang, and beyond. From civil servants to central enterprise white-collars and private company employees, nearly every household is now tightening its belt. From office towers to vegetable stalls, plunging incomes are triggering a chain collapse in consumer confidence. Analysts now warn an economic and social trust meltdown is taking shape. Since early 2025, as the economy worsens, financial pressure on ordinary families has become impossible to ignore. Mr. Li, a grassroots employee of a central enterprise in Beijing, vented in a June 16th interview. "I used to earn 6,000 yuan monthly, now it's 5,000, and some benefits are gone. My wife's company is laying off people and slashing wages. She might lose her job by July." Another Beijing-based state enterprise worker, Mr. Ma, revealed that since 2023, his company has slashed salaries twice. Base pay dropped, meal and travel subsidies were scrapped. Depending on the position, income has fallen by 5% to 20%. Jobs once done by 2 or 3 people now fall on one. We're drowning in work. To survive, many are scrambling for extra income. Mr. Wu said, "I have to moonlight now, but it's hard. I rely on friends to connect me with outsourced design gigs." Public data shows that since 2025, central enterprises like CICC and China Development Bank have launched cost-cutting restructuring. As Cakeson earlier reported, 27 central financial firms began imposing wage caps, targeting both executives and staff, with annual salaries capped at 1 million yuan. Many mid to senior managers have seen wages halved. A grassroots worker at CICC said, "Almost everyone in our building took a pay cut. Even junior staff got slashed by 5%. Higher earners got hit much harder." What used to be symbolic pay cuts for civil servants are now deep, real losses. Mr. Zheng from Juji, Zhejiang, shared that local civil servants are heavily affected. "My friend is one. Their annual salary dropped by 50,000, 60,000 yuan this year. Section-level officials lost 80,000, 100,000, and higher-ups lost up to 150,000. It already happened 2 years ago. Now it's worse, but people still say their pay is high, so it's reasonable." In 2023, Zhejiang's draft budget revealed a 25% plunge in state land transfer revenue, forcing sharp administrative cutbacks. This fiscal crunch is rippling nationwide. Mr. Geng from Qingdao, Shandong, said, "My relative is a county-level civil servant. Some township officials now get only 70% of pay, and even that is delayed. The county is broke. Even local police are losing their allowances." In Guangdong, a lawyer revealed a steep fall in police salaries, from 300,000 yuan to 200,000 in a year. A mid-level employee at a state bank in Dongguan added, "In 2 years, we lost 30%. Performance bonuses are basically gone." Photos and posts by X account, "Teacher Li is not your teacher," on June 15th, show that one county in Shandong is on the edge of default. A local deputy section chief's cousin said the county hasn't sold any land in 2 years. Projects are frozen. Debts pile up. A car rental from August 2024 hasn't been paid. Her own travel expenses haven't been reimbursed in 6 months. The consumer market has chilled. Deflation is spreading fast, Mr. Meng, a Shandong resident, said despite government efforts to boost demand, pay cuts are crushing household spending. Price wars are desperate last gasps. Here, premium ribs are just 12 yuan per catty. Live pig prices are dirt cheap. Pork prices are crashing. Even restaurants are slashing prices just to stay afloat. This isn't competition, it's mutual collapse. Ms. Su from Haidian, Beijing, echoed the fear. "Our local supermarkets are in a frenzy of discounts. I worry they'll all fold in a few months." She noticed everyday spending has shrunk fast. Families now swap brands, cut outings, and limit leisure. "We used to eat out as a family 2 or 3 times a week. Now it's just once, on Saturdays, and only nearby." While official CCP data claimed a generally stable economy in Q1 2025, local finance numbers paint a bleaker picture. Zhejiang's public budget revenue rose just 0.2% year-on-year. Tax revenue dipped 0.3%, while non-tax income rose 1.8%, mostly from fines and non-standard sources. Party-branded merchandise is part of this push. Economist Wu Qinshui from Jiangsu sees the deeper trend. Collapsing SOE pay, shuttered private firms, and cutthroat price wars signal worsening local finance. The state can't afford to support its people, and the people aren't spending. From public sector wage cuts to the collapse of consumer spending, a tightening chain is squeezing society from top to bottom. Wu says civil servant pay cuts are just the surface. The real issue: the private sector has lost its appetite to spend, businesses have lost faith in the future, and society's economic imagination is shrinking fast. This reporter found that buzzwords like involution, deflation, salary cuts, and survival mode consumption now define China's economic mood. Wu Qinshui warns, if living a tight life is just a slogan, people can endure it. But if it becomes permanent, or worse, no life at all, then society's resilience and confidence may face a breaking point. China's middle class is back to poverty, the new three-piece set. Milk tea shops, coffee shops, and taverns have become the new three-piece set, marking the mainland middle class's return to poverty. These once trendy businesses were symbols of freedom and leisure, associated with the pursuit of poetry and distant places. Today, they are mockingly referred to as the three-piece set of bankruptcy, especially among young entrepreneurs who ventured into small businesses after failures in homestays, camping sites, and script-killing parlors. From Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Shenzhen to lower-tier cities and counties, such shops have mushroomed rapidly, only to shut down just as fast. Social media is flooded with bankruptcy confession posts as countless shop owners reveal that the oversaturated beverage market and rising rent have crushed their dreams. In some areas, it's said that every block has a milk tea shop, and every week another one closes. Industry analysts estimate that only 10 to 20% of these small beverage shops survive beyond 1 year. The middle-class entrepreneurial wave is now widely seen as a financial trap.